Since 1996, the City Lights project has been taking the dark alleys of inner city Melbourne and turning them into art galleries. Light boxes installed along Hosier Lane illuminate the works of international and local artists and make a unique outdoor gallery for pedestrians.
I'm Andrew Mack. I'm the director of City Lights Projects. It's an art project that focuses on art in public spaces. We're here in Hosier Lane. It's right in the middle of Melbourne City. We devised this project to be in public so that we could reach a very wide audience. Inside a gallery, you might get 30 to 50 people a day, but in the street, and in this street in particular, thousands of people come down here every day. So it's primarily about reaching a big audience. The project's been going for over 10 years now. We've shown more than 400 artists in the light boxes, and they change roughly every 1 to 2 months. The current show is by a young artist called Ash Nolan. He's doing digital drawings of other streetscapes. So with this exhibition, we're actually referring to locations like this one. In the mid-90s, when I started the City Lights project, Melbourne City was a lot quieter, and actually people didn't use these laneways. The city is on a grid structure, which is state-of-the-art city design in the 1850s. Over years, the laneways became misused and unused, and so people didn't come down here. There was no graffiti here, there were no businesses here, there were nothing. But I knew that these streets would eventually become gentrified to some degree and people would start to use them.
I live about an hour away from Melbourne, but every time we come to Melbourne, we come to Hosier Lane because it is Melbourne in a sentence.
I think what's great about these lanes is that it makes the lanes intimate and it invites you in.
The graffiti has grown with the light boxes, and then businesses have been attracted to this street and other streets because of the graffiti and because of the people that come to look at the graffiti. There are now apartments here as well. So all this development has come after the fact. So it's kind of the opposite. People often talk about this broken windows effect, that graffiti destroys areas, but in this case, graffiti has brought life to this area. With all this art kind of happening very loosely in this street, when people come to visit it, they feel like there's a palpable sense of freedom in this street. So you see a lot of really interesting uses of the street. Strangely enough, people come to shoot weddings here on the weekends. Sometimes there are up to 5 or 6 weddings. They line up for a particular spot. School groups come here, they go to the National Gallery, and then for contrast, the teachers bring them to this street. People come here to add their own art. There is literally artworks here by over 1,000 people, from tiny little tags and stickers to major works that people might spend up to 2 or 3 days making. A lot of photographers come here to shoot stuff, and tourists just generally cruising through the city. It's one of the most free and experiential things you can do in Melbourne. It's important because there are so few avenues for free speech, and you know, increasingly we're clamped down on. There are so many rules and regulations about what you can and can't do in a city. So I think it's important for people to feel that there is a place where communities can decide how a place should look.
It's vibrant. You know, you come out here, you check it out, you look around, it's good. You know, people are putting stuff up, sometimes political, sometimes not. You know, it's good.
A lot of cities have chosen a zero tolerance approach to graffiti. Sydney has the opposite approach to Melbourne, where there is some tolerance here for what happens. There are at least 8 streets here in the CBD that are like this one, and they've all grown organically. Usually they have somebody like me involved in the street who helps to kind of facilitate what goes on. Melbourne has grown to really love the graffiti. I see people from every age, from little kids to people in their 70s, some of whom are quite expert on the changes that they see happening in the streets. They really take note of it. So in Melbourne, I think it's had a positive effect on the culture. And it's meant that people can understand that art doesn't just have to exist inside an institution, that it can be in the street.